taken care of. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
So I knew I was okay. We sold 11 million records. And he had deals with Jay-Z and them, but Jay-Z ain't gonna never. Dude, I always tell him all the time, Jay-Z ain't treat me like this.
Oh, he definitely like playing, you know, this nigga.
Jay-Z might not even say hard enough.
So we just had a, lit. Jay-Z will never take you to a party like this.
I keep going, and then they'll complain, but he's got a good life, man. Yeah, really.
Uncle Murda isn't going to overlook this one, so Jim Jones simply wandered into the wrong area. Jim believed he may make fun of Tony Yo for claiming that 50 Cent looks out for his people more than Jay-Z. Murda, who has lived on both sides of that barrier, was not amused. A person is not sharing rumors if they are signed to both Rockefeller and G-Unit. He is speaking from personal experience. Murda's statement was more impactful than any diss track. There are brothers in the 50s. Jay has business associates. One creates a family. Spreadsheets are created by the other. Murda explained it clearly. Since the days of the mixtape, 50 has been supporting the same group of people by getting his boys involved in TV series, tours, production credits, and commercial endeavors. In the meantime, in the world of Rock Nation, the brunch invitation magically stops coming when you are no longer valuable. People know deep down that there is truth to that, which is why the internet went viral. Despite all of his trolling, 50 Cent continues to support his days. However, it appears that Jay-Z has made allegiance into a temporary agreement. The debate over who is the better boss has become more heated since Uncle Murda spoke out.
Spoke about how
Jay don't
look up a bleak like Fib look out for you.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I just want to clear that up. Hov don't have to.
And then he said he eat his home halal.
You know what I mean?
All right. Okay.
I'm chewing halal on my own.
He eats on his own. I eat on my own too.
Right.
On my own too. I just came off tour.
Right.
When have you seen Bleak on tour? On his own. Jay-Z is not a bad guy. Bleak is not a bad guy. I'm not saying. I'm saying to you that Jay-Z was all business with them. When Buck up on his taxes, 50 a piece or more. When Prodigy bought a house and needed more money, 50 a piece or more. Prodigy are paying back. The thing with 50 is, it was business and we was friends. I don't feel like Bleak was Jay-Z friend. I don't feel like Young Guns was Jay-Z friend. It came to a point where 50 was helping Siegel.
Yayo wasn't attempting to disparage Jay-Z though. He was simply being honest. He noted that no one in the when it comes to loyalty and how he looks out for his day ones. The game is comparable to 50 Cent. 50 talks about more than just brotherhood. He is a living example. To remind them that they are still a part of the group, he takes his employees on tours, gives them TV appearances, involves them in every business decision, and even takes them on vacations. He just ever requests loyalty in exchange. Just loyalty, no agreements, terms, or covert plans. That type of stability is uncommon in a field where friendships change more quickly than streaming figures. Yayo was merely bringing it to light.
Like the nigga keep showing up next to down. That's an indication to me he might have some feelings towards me. That is just every really I got an issue. He show up around him. So I mean, if you want to get music, because the music ain't usually my motivation. My morals come off the curb. So if you see a nigga keep being around nigga, fuck when he come around, how your antennas go. So he in a position where he might feel like he did, but he ain't dead.
Jim Jones, however, made the decision to intervene. At that point, things became chaotic. In a conversation with Memphis Bleak, Jim began clowning Tony. Yayo was laughing as if he had just figured out how to be funny. He gave Yayo a broken call, claimed that he was still in need of 50 Cent's care, and thus portrayed the G-Unit. Loyalty issue is one of sympathy rather than solidarity. It was more about hurling insults than it was about disputing facts. Traditional Jim, however, he was unaware that Yayo wasn't the only target of this insult. At 52, it was a smooth shot. Because you're calling the general cheap when you say that one of 50 men is broke. If there's one thing that 50 Cent will not put up with, it's someone who questions how he provides for his people. Uncle Murda intervened at that point to clarify for Jim who he was referring to and who he was unfit to compare.
a lot of, you know, me from the hood, so people look at Bleak and don't understand the business he's doing, and they always look at Jay like, oh,
Yeah, that's why. That's why you got like Yayo talking about, Jay don't take care. I don't need Jay to go on tour.
Yo, smoke hard coke,
Yo, chill.
You look like you need to be taken care of, nigga. You look like you need to go to the dentist. You need to look like you need to brush your teeth. You look like you need hygiene. You look like you need help. Tell your man 50 send you an ounce or something, yo.
You do need
you
that
might
help.
need
That's
2
why,
ounces.
That's why
paid in full. I got a G for every bump in your face. I promise you that. I promise you that.
Why you worrying about
Peon, you broke. You know I got it.
Just that, Uncle Murda intervened at that point and gave Jim a brief check. He was dropped a single line that put an end to the entire discussion. While 50 had brothers, Jay had business partners. That was more than just a clapback, so it struck a chord. It was a bombshell of truth. Murda was expressing what many people had previously suspected, while 50 keeps people near because they were with him when there was no table at all. Jay keeps people close when there is money on the table. The distinction is loyalty versus leverage. Murda and Yayo reiterated that argument in a recent interview, claiming that Jay never looked out for Murda the way 50 did. And Yayo said it just right. 50 recalls who was there for him when the world counted him out and he was broken. He continues to feed his day ones because of this. When things were tough, they didn't change. He now ensures that they won't ever have to struggle again.
Instagram comments, because these people are made to break you. They want to break artists. They want to break you. Nobody believe you. I was in 50 crib, no roaches and all that. We in a little spot, small spot. Nobody believed in that. He playing Get Rich or Die Trying already in the crib. He had half that done. Like, all right. Let's just go. Looking like everybody get confused because they don't think that your dream is gonna come. But you gotta, you know what I mean? That's why I respect him, because we had more of an assist. We had 50 Cent. So I knew I was okay. We sold 11 million records. Even motherfucker, he had deals with Jay-Z and them, but Jay-Z ain't gonna never. Dude, I always tell him all the time, Jay-Z ain't treat me like this.
Oh, he definitely like playing, you know this.
Jay-Z might not even say harder though.
So we just had the party we was just at in Miami with the Kardashians, Serena Williams, and everybody. We just finished performing. Great time, right? First thing my man here want to say, yeah, lit. Jay-Z will never take you to a party like this.
You might get invited.
Just a little bit. Nah, I don't get invited.
I respect Jay-Z. I respect.
Yes, but this is where things start to become heated. The internet couldn't agree on who was genuinely correct. Jim was being supported by half of social media, which claimed that Tony Yao was living off of 50, like a grown man still receiving an allowance. They contended that Jay-Z simply moves differently in terms of silent money and private loyalty, and that he doesn't need to fly people around or share pictures from brunch to demonstrate his concern for his team. However, the other half were so furious that Jim Jones even joined in on the discussion. Yayo never made fun of him or brought him up, but then Jimmy starts talking like it's 2006 once more. Jim Jones running his mouth like he ran when somebody put hands on him. A user mocked him. Jimmy's just looking for clout, another person remarked. When the spotlight fades, he continues to be loud. But when you cut through the clutter and return to Uncle Murda's statement, Jay got business partners. 50 got brothers. You see that it wasn't just polished rhetoric derived from actual experience. Murda lived in 2 different worlds. After a year with Rockefeller, he left to sign with the 50s, and the entire message was formed by what he witnessed behind the scenes. It was business at Rockefeller. Every action was transactional. It was family with 50. Loyalty over agreements. History is more important than news. Yo-Yo's evidence of that devotion. Since the days of the Gritty mixtape, he's been with 50, and 50 is still taking him on international tours decades later. Beyond the wealth and extravagance, however, Yayo claimed that 50 truly teaches them the game. How to make wise decisions, invest wisely, and avoid going bankrupt again. Uncle Murda even stated unequivocally that he purchased his first home because he was 50. Murda's statement that 50 is a real boss strikes a different chord because of this. It has nothing to do with flaunting wealth. Building wealth alongside your people, not over them, is the goal.
The thing about Fifth, he always was just like tight with his money. Eminem, tight with his money, so you learn to kind of save instead of spending. 50 encourages you. You get money, go get a house. That's like Uncle Murda, he's down with us now. He was signed to Jay-Z. He got his first house being down with us.
Right.
He gave me my first Jacob watch and 50 said, yo, don't forget, blow your head off for it. See, 50 was ahead of his time. That's what people didn't understand.
50 kept Murda involved in business, branding, public appearances, and music once he joined forces with Gunnet. And there you have it, that is the entire difference. 50 does not treat his employees like temporary employees. They are treated like family by him. He acts as though he genuinely cares about those who were present when the lights went off and nobody gave a damn. That loyalty is a legacy, not just words. In the meantime, Jay's circle has consistently exuded a corporate vibe. He moves more like a boardroom than a fraternity. When there is a win-win situation, a project, a deal, or a brand alignment, you are in his orbit. However, the connection ends when that goal does. Take a look at the trail that follows him. Beanie Siegel, Kanye West, and Dame Dash were all once tight before breaking up. The same applies to Jasso, who actually offered Jay his first chance. Before anyone knew Jay's name, Jazz began teaching him. However, once Jay ascended the ladder, he kicked it away, leaving Jazz at the bottom. Uncle Murda was pointing out the difference. Jay fires the ladders that 50 constructs.
Build a certain way, but they fool the world, make them think that way, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I wouldn't even say anything, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, there are a whole lot of frauds in the industry. Right. But I wouldn't say anything. The only reason I'm saying something because he's saying something that I'm not. He's trying to tell the world that that I'm not something that I really am.
That's the problem. Whenever someone from Jay's past speaks, it's as though they're unlocking another treasure trove of secrets that he would prefer to keep hidden. Furthermore, it's not resentment when you hear DeHaven speak. It is a betrayal. This wasn't just a casual acquaintance. Jay's first day at the Marcy Projects was this. The man who made it possible for him to work, feed, and thrive before there was a Grammy or a Rockefeller chain. DeHaven contributed to the establishment of that foundation. However, Jay removed him from the narrative as if he had never lived once he entered the business world. Additionally, Jay didn't engage in conversation when DeHaven eventually spoke out. He used character assassination to conceal him, referred to him as a snitch, and termed him something worse than death in their culture. DeHaven was direct in interviews. He misled me. He ignored me. The man who had before referred to him as brother now behaved as though he was detrimental to the brand. As a result, the response to inquiries about their relationship is icy. DeHaven was more than an old buddy. He helped lay the groundwork for Jay-Z's empire. However, Jay boarded up the old streets as if they were a threat once the empire was safe. Uncle Murda's remarks hurt much more because of the pattern. There is a limit to Jay's allegiance. 50's allegiance doesn't.
What was your relationship like with Jay-Z? Who were you to him?
Well, basically, I was his right-hand man. You know what I mean? Beyond that, we was brothers. For him not to even give me time, even to act like he didn't know me, you know what I'm saying? For all that I sacrificed, all that my people sacrificed, all that my family sacrificed. I never knew that it'd get to this. Even label me with some statements or some snitching statements. I think that's about the utmost disrespect.
It is, especially streetwise.